in my opinion, smoking is, from what the people I've had, it's more addictive in and of itself. So anyways, what I want, the starting point in the daytime is let's delay that first cigarette. And honestly, let's have like a coffee or something else that would be pleasureful instead, because we need your brain to get accustomed to having the starting pleasure of the day come from something other than nicotine. Now, that's one thing. The worst case scenario is there are actually, like, example, the only medication I would say to stand by on that is Chantix, because Chantix actually can get rid of that, but we're not going to get into that, but that's the backup thing. On top of that too, with cigarettes, I would just say that one of the big things is let's start off with a cigarette intermittent fast. We're going to add in DLPA. We're going to take 1,000 milligrams a day daily during that morning time where you're not having a cigarette. And then the goal is we do slowly want to wean down, but we don't want to go, example, 10 to 9 to 8 cigarettes to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 2 1. We don't necessarily want to do that. We want to wean down as much as we can every week. So if that means that, hey, this week you end up having, let's say it's 10 cigs a day, right? Let's say you do a little intermittent fast, we take some DLPA, right? If that's the morning of cigarettes, and maybe instead of having 10 cigarettes that day, you have 8, right? Maybe you have 8. Let's say it's 8. Then the next day, you do the same thing, maybe it's 7. Then you find maybe, okay, maybe I'm comfortable with 7 or so, and that's where I end up landing. Then what we want to do is then we want to sort of push it a little bit more deep, where we're raising supplemental stuff, like we'd probably raise niacin as well. But also, we don't want to get into niacin just yet. But then we would jump to a larger increment, something like, okay, maybe now we're trying to force less cigarettes in a day, and then we eventually have to jump.